if I die at my own Escape the Night party, I'm gonna be angry. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't know this, I am a really big fan of Joey Graceffa. I can't even show you my Joey Graceffa wall anymore because it's down. But it's down, but not forgotten. So I have his entire 2015 calendar, and I keep hanging it up and taking it back down, but since it's paper and tape, it's starting to rip. So I want to get all of them laminated so then they don't rip anymore. And I also wasn't going to hang them back up in my room just to take them down to take them back to college with me, but I promise you all 12 of those pictures are coming back with me to college. So nonetheless, I'm a big fan of his and his YouTube Red series, Escape the Night. I literally like fell in love with it since the first trailer, and it's quite frankly the only reason I pay for YouTube Red. I bought YouTube Red for the sole purpose of watching Escape the Night. I think it was somewhere around season 2, I got this idea that I would love to do something like that. So what if I threw like an Escape the Night party? And like I put this in the back of my head, and I didn't really think much of it because I was like, that's ridiculous, like I can't throw a whole Escape the Night party. But then I was browsing on YouTube and I seen somebody else did it. I don't remember what YouTuber I came across first, but nonetheless I found multiple different YouTubers who have all thrown their own like Escape the Night party. I decided that I will too. So this was kind of like a last minute thing. Like I was talking to some of my friends from school and I was like, if this is something I would do, like, you know, I talk about Escape the Night and Joey Graceffa like all the time. So I got a lot of them like hooked on the idea, and then I set about like would loving to throw my own party, but like logistically like I'm not gonna be able to find the people or the time to do it. But everybody was like, oh my god, like please do that, I want to do that. So with everybody like really excited about this, I was like, cool, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna plan out an Escape the Night party. So that's what I did. Will you focus please? That's what I did. So that's our logo for the party. I'm actually going to put like the actual like art somewhere up in here. I wanted to kind of talk about creating an Escape the Night party and like what that's kind of like. So a lot of ones that I've seen, I haven't really seen any that like already on YouTube that really fit like what I'm going for, because I'm really going to be as close as the YouTube Red series as I possibly can in how I want to do this. First things first was I had to pick a time period. And we decided that we were going to go with the 90s. And by we, I mean my sister and my brother. They're kind of helping me plan this. And we decided that we're going with the 90s. So then I had to come up with, well, first I had to get a list of people who I would enjoy having, pick out 10 of them and give them all personas. So I found my 10 people and I found my 10 personas. So now I'm just going to kind of slide this way. So when I edit this later, I have room to put things over this cluttered room, which makes for an interesting background, I must say. But let's go right down the line of logos. I'm actually going to pull them up on my phone because I would like to do them in the color order, because one thing that I did was, as you guys seen, this is the logo that I came up with for our party, and I figured one thing that like I associate with the 90s, or at least like I don't know if it's like a thing everybody associates with, but like paint splatters and like graffiti art is something that I kind of like associate with the 90s. So the idea was to be colorful and like painted, I guess. This is our logo, like I said. But now with the logo being all the different colors, each individual guest for the party has their own color associated with them. So I'm gonna go right down the rainbow order. And the first one is my friend Noah. He is taking on the persona of the trendsetter and rocking the color red in his logo. I'll explain more into the colors later because they are going to play a role in the storyline, so I don't want to say anything now because I know some of the guests that are coming watch my videos, so I don't want to be like, oh, this corresponds with this part. You know, so I don't want to like spoil anything for the guests that are coming. But orange is the grunge rocker played by my sister. Red, orange, yellow is my friend Mary, who you guys have seen in videos before. She is taking on the persona of the wallflower, rocking the color yellow. And now we have two different shades of green. We have this dark green, which is my brother, Trevor, taking on the persona of the gamer. and this mint green, which is my friend Shannon taking on the persona of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. So now for blues, we also have 2 shades of blue. We have this dark blue, which is the Jock, represented by my big Tom Moran. Y'all know her because she's been in multiple of my videos, but light blue is Kayla taking on the Sweetheart. And now we're gonna go into the purples. We have 2 shades of purples, which look very similar on the paint splatters, but different enough in the other like light source that I'm like in the lights that I have different colors for, because I do want to do cute pictures because I have the string light. I have these like LED lights, and the idea is to get cute pictures with all of their colors on the lights, so all of the colors are inspired by light settings on there, just so we can get cute pictures and stuff. But the first shade of purple is my friend Alexis, who you have seen in videos before. She is playing the Rebel. And the last purple is me playing the persona of the Closet Case. So that's my cast list, and let me tell you, that was probably the most fun, right, like so far of like coming up with this party, was getting to come up with the time period and all of the personas. It was such a fun time, like trying to do my research or finding stereotypes of the 90s, stereotypical like personas of the 90s, and then like trying to pick friends to assign to all of them. And as I'm seeing some costume ideas like flood in like to our group chat, like I'm getting so hyped. I can't wait to see everybody all dressed up in character. It's gonna be absolutely insane. This is one thing I will talk about on this channel right now. It is gonna spoil some stuff for my friends because I didn't tell any of my friends this yet. So if any of my friends happen to watch this video, then they just might happen to know a little bit more coming into my party than the ones who don't watch this video. But that is the whole overarching storyline of the night. So with season 1 of Joey's YouTube Red series was, you know, find the 4 artifacts and then free the 5 souls of the future owner of the house and like free the whole house of its evil. And then with season 2, it was to defeat the sorceress, and now with the current season going on right now with season 3, it's to save the town of Everlock from the Carnival Master. So what I decided I was going to do for our first party is, because since I didn't have a lot of people, I don't have people to play like villains or lieutenants, so instead what we're doing is the house, which is, you know, gonna be filmed in this house. You know, I invited them all, and they already got like the invitation like letter, which I would hope to have everybody like read so I can put that like on a video too. But the whole like invitation letter part that I sent out pretty much said about like coming and having a costume party in this house, which is said to have been stuck in the 90s, and you know, we have to dress and act like we're in the 90s, and that the house is said to have been haunted by a former family. So what our overarching theme is going to be is to save the family whose souls are trapped in the house, and their souls want to pass to the afterlife but are unable to for various of different reasons. So what our party is going to be like is each, you know, I'm going to say episodes in air quote because of how it would be like if it was a YouTube Red series, it would be, you know, 1 death each episode. But like each episode is all going to be featured around a different member of the family whose soul they're trying to pass on to the afterlife. And the first part of the puzzle, which is going to be like for everybody to do, is to learn more about the person, the member of the family. And then the last challenge, which will be the death challenge, is, you know, the actual challenge to send their soul to the afterlife. The story crafting was another favorite part of mine. I have a lot of stories always circulating through my head, whether that just be like a whole thing on my MacBook where I have 2-3 page skits sometimes of different like things that go through my head, or I'll just do like monologue blips or storylines or whatever I end up doing. I like to think of myself as a very creative person, and I really need like things like this to be a creative output for me. Now I'm gonna get into like nitpicky details, which I don't really want to talk about too much right now, only because, you know, like I said, these 10 guests are going to be watching this YouTube video, and then they're gonna like learn about this. Nonetheless, I tried to craft this as very close to an actual series as I can. So I do have deaths that are, you know, the voted to have to choose a guest to help them and fight for them, or you know, we have a betrayal death in there. I'm not going to say where though, because I don't want people to all just vote themselves in for that one. And then we have one where nobody dies, and it's a whole thing, so I'm very excited. I am going to talk a little bit about some of the puzzles that I made up. I have been teasing a little bit on our group chat, like as I'm coming up with puzzles. I actually have this whole box, which will actually be one of the lock boxes featured in the puzzles that I'm currently just throwing all of this junk in till I get around to you know, actually staging the night, which won't happen until the night of. I have, my lights are in here. The little remote control to the lights are in here so we can do the cute pictures. The guests of the party don't know about yet, but we have 8 flags. Just, you know, 8 little black flags. And the guests have no idea what these are for. I actually didn't even send them a picture of these flags, so they don't even know that they're a thing. I did send them pictures of this. We have a dog choker, which actually is going to serve multiple things. One of them serving as, you know, it's meant to. You know, one of them. But we also are going to do it a little differently and not use it as it's intended, but instead we'll be locked in. I do actually have a picture of me testing this out. I can put it here. This is what I look like trapped in my own locks, because, you know, gotta make sure everything works before we actually do it. But I also have a crap load of locks. I literally have gone crazy spending money on all these locks. Do I need all these locks? No, but if I want to have a good party, then yes, I do. I have 16 of these tiny locks, all which have a letter and a tiny little key. This whole box is just filled with keys and locks. If this party goes well, I would love to throw more parties because I'm having the time of my life planning this right now. So I almost dropped that in my soup and I almost cried. So nonetheless, I can put little stickers on them and the number 1, so it's my first party, and the pink stickers. That way in my notebook, when I'm staging them and I have all the directions on how to stage the night, I can see, you know, oh, use all the pink locks and put these locks here, these locks there. So that makes it really easy on me. I have all these little different tabs for me. And my favorite part is like locks like this lock, I can change the combination whenever I want. So if I do throw a different party, I don't have to use the same combination and I can just change this lock, and that'll make, you know, expenses for future parties go down, especially because if I do future parties and I don't have to spend all the money on locks, I can spend money on other things, like, you know, maybe actually getting some monsters or lieutenants for future parties. I would love to have a scare factor for all of the guests here, and since I don't have people being chased, I had to come up with another idea. So what I decided is, one thing I noticed is, let's say, you know, like Trevor would die in the first death, and then what's he gonna do for the rest of the night? Because he can't obviously be like walking around the house while I'm recording because he's dead. So I decided I would write in things for, you know, the guests who have died to do. So I know one of the death challenges actually requires the help of all of the guests who have already died to play other parts in the challenge. That way I can use them throughout the night and they don't just have to like be bored. I went through and I picked out a whole bunch of music, like copyright royalty free music, to use throughout the night, and it's all like creepy music, so that will also like kind of include like help with the scare factor and the creepy factor. The very last part of the night, which nobody knows about yet, not even me, because I haven't even fully planned it yet, but I do hope to involve literally everybody, the 3 people who are still alive at that point and everybody who has previously died. So I do have a lot planned for this night, and I do think it's going to be really, really, really great. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited to record it. I haven't decided if I want to post them on my YouTube or not yet. Everybody else that has done these parties has posted it on YouTube, and it hasn't, like, doesn't seem like it's been a problem. I just wouldn't want to like post it and be like, have to worry about any copyright things. So we'll see what I decide when we get there, whether I just post like little clips or if I post like a whole thing. I don't know yet. One of my friends actually said about wanting to, you know, join this party, and I said about it being too late for me to give him a persona, but that he could come in and play as the person who does our cards. So he's going to come in, and he's going to be the one that does all of our voting cards. Julia is actually designing all of them. She's doing such a really good job right now. Julia's using the same colors that I put in all of the logos. I think she's going to use the same paint splatters as well, but they're going to serve as the background. She does a very, her art style is very kind of like anime, Japanese art meets like American cartoonish, but not like, it's a lot more inspired by anime, but it does have a little bit of influences in like Julia's own creative touch. So I'm really excited to see how those cards turn out. Everybody's sending in pictures of their outfits so she can make the cards as close as possible, and I just think the whole thing is going to shape up to be really, really cool. And like a lot of work is going into this, and a lot of excitement is going into this, and all of my friends are so excited. One of the hardest things for me to plan this party is for me to plan events that I can still take part in. So with Zach coming in, a lot of the things, like I said, I have 16 of those little locks. A lot of things are just finding the keys, you know, going around to different rooms, finding different keys, doing different puzzles. So I know one of the puzzles is a big math puzzle, and like although I came up with the math puzzle, I put in ways that I can still help without giving the answers or without sitting out and doing nothing. Or a lot of the keys, like I just have Zach hiding them, and it's like, Zach, you have to hide it somewhere in this location. That way I still don't know where it is, but I can still help, like honestly help look for these things. And with a lot of the death challenges that I created, it's a lot of more physical challenges and luck-based challenges. There is like one or two of them which I'm gonna be like, hey guys, it's probably not smart to vote me into this because I know exactly what I'm doing. But I tried to keep those on the very minimum. That, like, honestly, there's only one challenge that like I honestly could not get voted into because I would excel greatly at it, only because I couldn't find a way to make that challenge any harder for me. But I know Trevor's created some death challenges, that way I can take place 100% into it. All of the death challenges I have made, like I said, are physical challenges, so I know the first one is all about running around, you know, finding these things, and I'm not hiding any of them. It's going to be Zach. The very last death challenge actually is the one that includes all 16 of those locks. And it's gonna be like, no matter if I even make it that far, but let me just tell y'all something. Every single one of y'all come into my party. If I die at my own Escape the Night party, I'm gonna be angry. So just know I'm here to win, hunty. So if I make it to the final four, and I better make it to the final four, the very last death of the night does include all 16 of those locks, none of them which I will be hiding. So that's all Zach. And he is so excited to help. He's so happy to help. Literally, he was like, I want to do this party even though I've never seen it. He came to my house. We binge watched the entire first season. He went home, got YouTube Premium on his own, and caught up in another night's time. So he is more than excited. This whole video, I really just wanted to sit down and talk about how to create an Escape the Night party, or not necessarily how to, but how did I create my Escape the Night party. Also, kind of get my YouTube hype for it, since I do want to start posting some stuff about it as people get their pictures coming in, as all you see like this font. I want to make like a cute little like trailer video, you know, and I want to like release this on my YouTube because I think it would be really cool to be able to look back at these videos in a few years, or even like a few like years down, like be able to come back on my YouTube and be like, wow, this is something I did, or cringe at it because it's awfully cringy, which it'll probably be cringy because I do not have the budget of YouTube Premium. So I told everybody, these deaths are all on how they portray them, so if they do not act the part, it's gonna look horrible. So hopefully my friends all play along. I think it's going to be a great time. All of my friends are so excited. I can't wait to see how the night goes. I can't wait to see who survives. That's all I have for you today for today's video. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's a little bit longer, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are excited to see how my party goes. So the best way to stay involved with that is to hit that subscribe button and the little bell notifications. That way, every time I update y'all on how this Escape the Night party is going, you know, it'll ring your little notifications and you'll know, so you'll be able to like, oh, he posted the first like clip of his party, how cool. And until then, I will see you guys all next Monday. Thank you guys, bye.